We just got back from an amazing cruise, like an amazing itinerary. We'll talk about that later. But let's start with telling people what we thought about this Voyager class ship.
It was refurbished in 2019. There's lots of new ships out there with all these amazing features, and this one was pretty just okay.
Yeah, it's not one of those magnificent new ones that we see on TV all the time. We still haven't checked any of them out. Our daughter just did and said it was spectacular. So this isn't spectacular, but it's really pretty, and I thought everything on board was nice.
There were two pools, and it seemed like there was plenty of room. It never seemed crowded. Feel bad for those lifeguards that have to stand there all day
I know,
long.
like they stand at even if there's nobody underwater. But that's a different story. Yeah, so anyway, there were actually two pools like in the main area, and then back in the solarium there was an adults only pool. And Jackie's right. It was never very crowded when we were there. I think the fact that they have two pools side by side kind of works out that there's a lot of room, to squeeze your butts in there and just dangle your feet in the water if that's what you desire. But it worked out pretty good. Two hot tubs in that area, I think two. They were shaded and they were huge, which was nice. There may have been more than two.
I think there were more than two.
Yeah, but it was a nice setup. And more hot tubs over in the solarium. That was a pool situation. In that area, water slides were awesome. There's a flow rider. There's mini golf. She beat me in mini golf. No, good. We only played once because I was disgusted. There's a rock wall. There's a flow rider. Ice skating.
Basketball?
There's basketball hoops. Yep. There's a mini arcade. There's laser tag. I said ice skating. So that was a pretty spiffy, cool thing that you don't get on every cruise ship. And the restaurants were nice, right?
Yeah.
Lots of bars. The big area downstairs was called the Promenade, had a lot of shops, and it was a great party locale. We'll talk about that later when we talk about entertainment. But overall, I say the ship was nice. All right, so what about the cabin? The cabin.
Cabin.
What'd you think of the cabin?
The cabin was a normal cabin, typical cabin for a cruise ship.
Yeah, I mean, everything's kind of tight and cramped. There's enough room for two people for sure. I don't know how people do it when they put four on those cabins. Yeah, it was small, it was clean, it was nice. It had a couple of electric outlets, lots of little nooks and crannies for storage.
We were in a balcony room.
Yes, which was nice. We like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if you can afford it, I think we paid an extra $100 for each of us to have the balcony for the weekend. We liked it. All right, so that's it. Nothing special about the room, but who really cares? You're not on the cruise ship to spend much time in your cabin, right?
Not I. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the food aboard the ship. What did you think about the food aboard the ship?
It was good. I was impressed in the main dining room that all the entrees tasted good, and the way they cooked the meats was like spot on. I mean, sometimes the steaks were pretty thin, but whatever you ordered, you got. She does the moo thing with her beef, and that's the way it came out.
Yeah, like rare was, like he said, I like it red, but this rare was way too rare for me.
No lobster at all on this trip unless you're willing to pay extra. I think that's just gone away. It's like the third cruise in a row where lobster was never an option at dinner for us. But overall, I liked the grub in the main dining room. We noticed that there's not a lot of people in the main dining room anymore.
Right, there's not. I mean, we did have a late seating, right?
Yeah.
For this trip?
We did.
So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but yeah, definitely not a lot of people in that dining room.
Yeah, so service was prompt. Service was good. What about the Windjammer?
The Windjammer is fine. It's pretty much the same thing every day you go in there. You can always get burgers. You can always get hot dogs. You can always get French fries. It's always the same.
Yeah, like little changes here and there, but the food in there was good. I mean, if we had missed main dining room food and went to the Windjammer, we probably would have eaten just as delicious food. So I thought the food was good, but it was kind of repetitive. Definitely for breakfast. Breakfast, it was pretty much the same thing in the same place every morning, with one exception that you could get omelets every day or cooked-to-order eggs, which we definitely thought was the way to go. And the other thing is ice cream. They have ice cream up near the buffet, near the Windjammer. but it's not like help yourself 24/7. It's just when when there's a server there to help you out, and you can get as much as you wanted as long as there was a server there.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like, how hard is it to do your own self-serve ice cream?
I don't know. It's probably very dangerous. Someone probably burned themselves or froze themselves. All right, so that's a food. I'm going to just start out with what I thought was the best part of entertainment on the ship. You probably already know what I'm going to say. Or maybe,
No.
All right, she don't. The best part of entertainment on the ship was the ice skating. The ice skating, first of all, not a lot of ships have ice skating on board. And they have like a full-blown theatrical production on the ice. That's like stellar. Like these athletes are amazing. The decorations and the costumes are fantastic. The music is good. And you're close. It was awesome. It was, to me, by far the best thing.
The show. The ice show?
Have you been? Yes, that's what he just said.
Okay. Yeah.
This is how she listens to me all the time.
And like, don't think you're going to go in there and freeze either. It's really not like freezing cold when you're watching that ice show.
Okay. And then the other entertainment options, they have the Royal Theater there. Like I think every Royal Caribbean has something similar to that. And the shows in there were all fun. I mean, they were fun. I'd leave it at that.
Okay.
And then you had fun when we went down to the ice skating arena, and there wasn't ice skating happening in there. And there were other activities going on. You did, and she forgets. We're talking about the game shows they did. They were crowd participation kind of activities. Do you remember?
I do. That's where I put lipstick on your face.
Yes. She made me dress up like a woman or something because we were trying to win a little plastic medallion or something. Anyway, the place is called Studio B. That's where the ice skating takes place. It's down like on the second floor. It's really as far down as you can go. But the entertainment was fun. And that was basically the cruise staff and guests on the cruise ship doing fun things. So good job by the staff on board keeping us entertained. And then the Viking Crown Lounge, we went out there a couple of nights, but you like what they did up there.
I like the silent disco. I think it's fun to watch. Well, you think it's fun to watch. I like to participate and wear them and dance like stupid people.
Yeah. I'm a little too self-conscious. She doesn't care how she looks when she's dancing with no music on. Right. And it was a cool nightlife spot.
Typically, we like the trivia games, and they do bingo, all those kind of games. You'll see it in your app when you figure out what you want to do for the day. But there are a lot of different games that they have all day long.
Piano bar at the schooner, fun. A lot of sing-along songs. The entertainment there was great. In the pub, there's a guitarist, acoustic guitar, and the live bands throughout the place. Sometimes they would play their whole plugged-in full band version. Other times it was slimmed down to just one or two people. There's just a lot of talent. We bounced around from place to place and listened to a lot of good music on the ship. All right, that's it for entertainment, right?
Yeah,
all right,
that was good.
That's it. The service I thought was good everywhere.
Agreed.
Yeah, not spectacular anywhere, but it was good everywhere. Dining room, bars, buffet, room attendant, everywhere.
Yes.
All right, overall value. So we paid about $1,000 a person for a balcony room for 7 days in the Greek Isles. Greek, and it would included Italy as well, and Turkey for a minute. What'd you think of the value? Did we get $1,000 worth of value?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it should be probably a more expensive cruise because of where you are and the number of stops. We had 5 different stops, and each stop was like an awesome time. So definitely worth the money, and we would have paid more and still been happy.
So I would do your muster and safety check on your phone before you get on the ship. Then once you get to the ship, you'll have a designated area to go to, and they just pretty much cross off your name.
The beers across the ship, most of the places, the bars had the same beers. With one exception was Pig and Whistle. They had good draft beer on tap there, and they had Guinness at all times. I'm a Guinness fan. We both are. And it was actually hard to find Guinness other than that place, but there were a lot of good beers at the Pig and Whistle. So check that out if you like beers.
The place where they did the ice skating show, you can also go and ice skate yourself. Take a pair of pants and a pair of socks.
We actually didn't do the drink package. And I think it's a tip to consider. We don't drink a ton, but we like to drink. But on this trip, we spent 5 days in port, really running around doing a lot of sightseeing, and usually would stop for a beer or two before we got back on ship, or a drink or two, wine because we were in wine country. But we didn't have the drink package, and we didn't miss it.
Not at all.
And Jackie brought 2 bottles of wine on board when we first started.
Yes, you can do that. You can each take 2 bottles of wine.
No, you can each take
Oh,
one.
you can each take 1 bottle of wine.
And then if you each take 1, you get 2. Yeah, you got 2 because I don't drink wine. So, see how she plays the game? Oh yeah, the other thing. So this is specific to this cruise. If you start at Rome, like we just, sort of figured that the port in Rome was somewhere near Rome. Like it was a long ride. Like I'm not even sure we were still in Italy by the time we got to the port.
Shuffleboard. They have shuffleboard in the promenade.
Outside the port.
Outside the promenade.
Like it's on the 4th deck.
Yeah.
But don't play with that with your wife either, because she beat me at that too. Not just mini golf. I'm not sure she played by the proper rules.
No, I definitely did.
All right, so shuffleboard. But this is the cool thing about the 4th deck. When you're walking outside there, if you walk all the way to the front, go as far as you can. There's a tiny little raised deck in front of you, sort of deck 4.5. That's a helicopter pad. And it's an awesome place to watch as you come into a port or you exit a port or debarkation day, embarkation day. It's just a neat spot to be when the boat is moving there. And it's a great place to go out and do your little Titanic pose hanging off the front.
I don't think that's recommended.
Yeah, you might not want to do that. But it's a pretty cool place to check out. A few last things you might want to check out. There's a chapel on the 15th deck. It's a tiny little place. You have to walk the last story to get up there to do it. But it's neat to check out. And if you want to go there and meditate or pray, it'd be a nice place to do.
Yes.
All right. And then for in the room, you had one practical recommendation.
Bring an extension cord, or, they make those outlet things with like 3 different connectors on it. There's not many places to plug things in. Good advice. All right, so that's it. Those are our tips. That's our review of the Voyager of the Seas. As we said earlier, we liked it. We would go again. We think it was very fairly priced, and food was good, service was good. The itinerary on this trip was amazing. Yeah. And we're going to do like a quick video on the itinerary if you want to check that out as well. Thanks for stopping by. If you like what you saw, please give this video a thumbs up, and we'd love it if you subscribe to the Sunshine Vagabonds channel below. Thanks.